Today I have 5 important things that you have to know if you're coming to Alaska this year, next year, any year, really important. And I am going to include a drink tip, a workaround for paying for a can of soda if you're feeling a little bit seasick. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Friday, it is May 23rd of 2025, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please be sure to click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Let's start at the very top here. I want to remind you that this evening, in a few hours when we get to College Fjord, we are actually going to go live again so that you can see the beautiful scenery there. College Fjord was first explored, I believe they said, in 1899, and that is when they named a bunch of those glaciers. And so you sail in with the glaciers that you see on the port side, and then you turn around and come back out. So on our way in, you'll see beautiful scenery, and on the way out, when you get to the very top, you'll see the Harvard Glacier as we turn there, and then on the way back out, you will see the beautiful glaciers on this side of the ship. So we're taking you with us. What I want to let you know about, though, today are things that really stand out to me about our cruise, and I've got my first tip right off for you. If you sail on the Sapphire Princess this season to Alaska, I feel comfortable in recommending Albert in the spa to do your hair. I am kind of fussy about my hair. I've been that way my whole life, and he did a really good job of cutting it, and it's great to work with. So if you come on board and you feel like you want to feel better about yourself than you do, he's a good person to go visit about that. I don't get anything if you book a hair appointment with him, but I just always appreciate it when someone recommends someone to me. So what are the 5 things that I think are very important for you to know if you're going to Alaska this year? Number 1, how the Wi-Fi works. Now, what I'm going to tell you, we are here on Princess, but it doesn't matter if you're on Princess, Viking, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, anybody up here. It is really important to know how the Wi-Fi works. When we left Vancouver, headed north, visited Ketchikan, everything was great. Quick Wi-Fi, it worked just perfectly smoothly. However, as we were coming in and docking there in Skagway, if you look at the map and you look at our video and see what I showed you about Skagway, Skagway is nestled it's quite snugly in a tight valley there, and all the way around it are a lot of mountains. Same with going down the Lynn Canal, and then it opens up into the area there, but you have a lot of tall mountains around you, and it does impact the Wi-Fi. So first of all, the ship's Wi-Fi is really slow when you're on port there. Very slow. So I thought, well, let's get off the ship and I'll be able to make my phone calls easily. And Gordon reminded me that the phone service has always been really slow there in Skagway, and it still is. So if you need to communicate with someone for work or your family members, do it before or after if you can. But if you do need to make a phone call while you're there in port, it really worked well, I found, as we walked into the town there and start down Broadway, the main street there, heading directly away from where the ships are docked. I noticed that partway down, I could sit down on a bench and keep a phone call the whole time. Once I found that location, I remained sitting there the whole time because I noticed on subsequent phone calls that they would drop if I got up and walked around. So find a place that you can hear someone and then stay in that place until you finish that phone call. When I wanted to do emails, very, very slow. And so that was just a deal. And so the day after we were in Skagway, we went into Glacier Bay. Remarkably, we were able to go ahead and live stream just the scenery going through Glacier Bay. So if you didn't see that and you want to see what Glacier Bay looked like this week, you can take a look at that video. But I could not hold a phone call while I was in Glacier Bay. Tried lots of times, and it would go in and out of people being able to hear me, and then it would often drop. And so don't plan on making any phone calls while you're there in Glacier Bay, and also to email there. It was extraordinarily slow, or to open up websites, especially if they had dual factor authentication. It was really, really slow. So just a heads up for you. And I usually am really pleased with Wi-Fi here on Princess, especially because we pay for the Plus package just to get that faster Wi-Fi, the Max Wi-Fi they call it. And so I am sure it is the same on the other ships. You'll have great Wi-Fi, Getting Glacier Bay, not so much, but as soon as we left Glacier Bay again, the Wi-Fi got better and I was able to hold a Wi-Fi phone call. So just wanted to let you know about that. Today we are sailing right now in Prince William Sound before we get to College Fjord, and the Wi-Fi is doing okay. It's not quite as snappy as it was before we got up this far north and by so many mountains, but it's okay. So just wanted to pass that along so that you're not surprised. Number 2, if you enjoy taking photos, if you have a nice camera, bring it with you to Alaska. I have a really nice camera and I love taking photos, and lately I have gotten in the habit of just bringing my iPhone a lot of the time when we travel. I even took my nice camera with us to the Panama Canal and I did not even use it. So I thought, you know what, this year I'll be okay without it. Nope, bring your nice camera with you to Alaska. From Ketchikan on, I wished I'd had it with me. There are a lot of photos that I would have taken and that I would have enjoyed having to remember my trip by. So if you have a nice camera, be sure to bring it. I know that it's an extra hassle. It's another thing to pack, another thing to carry, but bring your nice camera with you. And along with that, if you have binoculars, bring them. If you don't have binoculars, get a pair, even if it's an inexpensive pair, and bring them with you. This year I totally forgot our binoculars, wished we had them with us. So they really do make a big difference. When we have come to Alaska before, we've always bought our binoculars, and so I don't really know why I forgot them this time, but they do make a really big difference. They make a big difference in seeing the geology of the mountains and seeing the glaciers and seeing the wildlife. Binoculars are huge here in Alaska, and so go ahead and get a pair. They do sell them on the ship. Of course, they cost a little bit more, and I just decided we had seen things before and I didn't need that extra expense, and so we didn't buy an extra pair, but bring some binoculars with you to Alaska. I feel like it's really important to mention that it is quite chilly. Now, how warm or cold it's going to be in Alaska can vary an awful lot no matter which month you come in. Some months you're going to have a week that's colder than others or a day that's colder than others. But as a general rule on this, in the shoulder season, that's going to be your May, your September. It often is chillier, especially in May, than it is the rest of the time. Like I said, sometimes it's unseasonably warm, but you need to come prepared. So make sure that you bring a coat with you. I've seen some people on this cruise that you can tell they have sailed the Caribbean before because that's what they brought to wear. So make sure that you probably are going to want to have a pair of long pants with you. Bring an extra, you can buy a sweatshirt in port. They've got sweatshirts in the gift shop. They've got t-shirts, things like that you can buy. But make sure that you bring a coat with you. Make sure that you bring some shoes that can get wet and it just doesn't matter, and that your feet will still feel good in. So come prepared. I've got a video talking all about what you need to pack to come to Alaska, and I can do another one when we get home, but really make sure that you plan on it, because dressing well in Alaska is going to make a really big difference with how much you enjoy being out on the decks and seeing everything. This time it's been quite chilly, especially if you're outside on the deck and you're moving through the water. It's going to make a big difference. If you've got a hat, a scarf, put your coat on, you can stand out there for a really long time, look for the wildlife, look at the scenery, and enjoy it rather than being too cold and having to go inside and miss part of Alaska. So come well prepared with the clothes you bring. The fourth tip I've got for you is a really good one. So, Princess has made the change that if you have the Plus or Premier package, you have to pay for a can of soda. And some people this does not bother, and I understand that. Some people this bothers, and I understand that too, because you're paying for these beverage packages and you'd think you would get the can of soda, because we have in the past. No longer. So what are you going to do if you're feeling a little bit seasick? Last night, as we came back into the open ocean to head north again, coming out of Glacier Bay in that area, we were moving a lot. And some people didn't feel quite well to their stomach, and you don't want to pay for the can of ginger beer, which is, it's like ginger ale, it's just stronger ginger. It's not alcoholic. But if you order a virgin dark and stormy, a dark and stormy is like ginger beer with rum in it. If you order a virgin dark and stormy, you're going to get ginger beer with some bitters in it. And so it'll still be non-alcoholic. It'll come in a glass. It's a cocktail, and so you won't have to pay that extra charge. And I have it on good authority that when you drink that, it does help settle your stomach when you're feeling a little bit seasick. So that's a really big tip for you, whether or not you want to pay for the can of ginger beer. If you don't mind paying for the can and you want to, drink some ginger beer and it'll help settle your stomach. Ginger is really good for that. You can also buy ginger candies. But since we talk about drink packages and drinks a lot around here, I thought you would appreciate that tip. So let me know in the comments if you have ever had a dark and stormy, if you like the ginger beer, just let us know what you think about it. And if you have any tips and tricks, I have tips and tricks on seasickness, and that could be another video. But if you have anything you want to share in the comments, we'd all like to read it. You know, about a month ago, I would say I coined a phrase, and it's not just a cruise, it's Alaska. And coming here this week has really reminded me of why I even said that in the first place. It is so spectacularly beautiful here. And coming this far north, the cruises that go round trip out of Vancouver, go round trip out of Seattle, come up and go as far north as maybe like Skagway, if they catch Glacier Bay there, and then they turn around and go back down to Seattle or back to Vancouver. And so coming this far north, it reminds me of what the added dimension is. You get to see Prince William Sound and so much more. Like I said, we're going to be going to College Fjord this evening. So it's really absolutely wonderful that you get to see so much of Alaska when you do these itineraries. So I just wanted to put it out there. And I know a lot of people come to Alaska one time. Some people come more than once. And so if you are in the category of people that want to come more than once, make sure that you vary your itineraries a little bit so that you kind of keep it fresh and you keep seeing a lot more. Today, the views that we are seeing of the mountains, absolutely spectacular. They're kind of like the mountains were down a little further south, but it's also really different. And so just wanted to remind you of how fantastic Alaska is. And when I get home, I'm going to tell you the things that I really enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy quite so much about the Sapphire Princess. So I'm going to put it all together for you. But I cannot imagine coming to Alaska and not really enjoying it. I've been here, this is my 5th time on Princess, and Holland America twice. So I've done it enough times to kind of have a feel for it and what it's like on these cruise lines. So I've still got a lot to share with you. So follow up with me this next week. Tomorrow we are going on a magnificent excursion through Princess. When we get off the ship at about 11 o'clock, we'll be getting on a smaller boat, and we're going to go on an excursion that will get us to the airport by 9 p.m. But we'll be sailing in Prince William Sound in a smaller boat to get us in some of those inlets. We're going to see, I believe it's 26 named glaciers in the region. So I'm going to take you with us. We'll video a bunch of it and show you what it looks like. So let me know what your questions are about Alaska, what you need to bring to Alaska, just all of the things that you're thinking about when it comes to Alaska, and I'm delighted to answer. I appreciate you all being here with me today, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.